All right, let me go into here. While that thing is handling that. Okay, that's on. All right, so much to talk about, man. So much to talk about. Figured I'd go live and see if we could. Matter of fact, let me let them know. Hopefully that thing don't mess up. See if we could talk about these badges and stuff. Shout out to the 20. Let me let everybody know we are live in Discord. All right, there we go. New badges breakdown. Sorry if I missed anybody's comment, yeah. Being that I read my comments through Streamlabs, it sometimes leaves out the first few comments that are given on YouTube. So the first one I got is from Ricardo Morrison. He said, I left crate challenges to come see the new badges. Yeah, man. Yeah, the new badges, man. We could talk about it. We could show them. This is about the W. Got the news about the W got me hyped. Definitely got me hyped too. Definitely got me hyped too. King Supreme, what up? Meme, what's good? Yeah, there's a lot to show. We got the we got the news tracker up. And we got the badges right here. And some interesting stuff. I'll wait until we get a bunch more people in here. TJ, what up, man? What's good? And we could go over these badges, and I would love to hear your thoughts on like what you think the badges are. The only description that we got was for glue hands, and I thought that was replacing the interceptor badge initially, as soon as I heard about glue hands, but it's a playmaking badge. So definitely not that. But they got some interesting stuff, and I imagine, although this is for the W Online, I imagine if they're introducing new badges for the W Online, it's definitely going to be incorporated into the rest of the game modes. Tali, what's good? I almost cried today from Discord. I appreciate everything you say. You already know the vibes, Tali. We appreciate everything you do. We appreciate all good members like this, man. I wish there were more of you out there. But it is what it is, man. You're standing out. And it's a good thing. I definitely appreciate that. Keeping the chat active and informed. That goes a long way. Cecil Manning, what up, man? TJ, blessings to you and yours too, man. Appreciate all the blessings, man. We accept all blessings. New badges definitely coming out. Yep. New badges coming out. I seen the badges city. Yeah, Cordell, what you think about the badges? The badges look really interesting. There is some that I really want to get into. Second, we get some more people in here as well. You're my best friend. Appreciate that, man. If we could be somebody's best friend, it is what it is. I like the new badge system so far. They haven't really elaborated much on it. Not that I've noticed yet from what I've seen, but I do like what I'm seeing out there so far. I like that they have badge loadouts. There's some things we got to talk about, man. There's some things we got to talk about, because these are the new badges here. This is the image that we have. And it's not just a still image, we could go through the whole article if you like, but we could reference and talk about some things. But there's some things, if I could, yeah, here we go. There's some things that we got to talk about up here, which I dropped a TikTok. If you guys are following me on TikTok, I already talked about this, but I figured we go and talk. Hey, thank you, Mamba. Appreciate you. What's good? What's good? J Money, Danny, what's good, y'all? Carlton, G1GB, appreciate you. Glue Hands is back, yep. But yeah, there's some things we got to talk about, like with the total badge count, because this build that we're looking at right here, this build in particular has 78 badges. Now, wait until the 2K community gets their hands on those badges, gets their hands on a build to get max badges, what they finna come out with. Quick chain, yep, not quick chin. Quick chin is like, That's something else. What up, G Money? What's good? Yeah, quick chin is something else. I think that's a reference that's not for like a family friendly stream. Post Playmaker is definitely one of them. Yo, all the blessings to you, my boy. Appreciate you, NSN. Appreciate all the blessings, man. That build, a shooter. The build is definitely a shooter. Again, if you guys aren't following me on TikTok, you might want to check that out at AllCityLiveTV. But I dropped a video talking about this. This build got 78 badges. And you know, we're used to getting a cap. We're used to getting a cap on our builds of 30 badges in each category. Not that you can get 30 in each, but you can get up to 30 for each category. And right off rip, we noticed that in the shooting category, which you can't see it here because it's so small, but it says 0 of 32. So that cap is gone. No more cap 30 badges. I don't know what it's going to go up to, but we know the cap of 30 badges for a category is gone. So that's hella interesting. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if it's a matter of, can I put 0 badges in one category and get 50 shooting badges and now don't have no playmaking? You know, is that going to be a thing? They turn glue hands into playmaking. Yep. Nah, you good, Cordell. I was just playing. I was just messing with you. McBride was good. How current gen going to be better than next gen? That's crazy. I bought Xbox Series X and PS5 for not necessarily. We don't know if current gen is going to be better than next gen yet. Rafa, what it is, Rafa? So, you know, the cap is gone. That's a good thing. Another thing that I wanted to talk with y'all about is, matter of fact, I can't see my, here we go. The badge loadouts, yeah? I made a video about this on TikTok as well. AllCityLiveTV on TikTok. But if you want to stay up to date with the things that we're going to talk about, there's badge loadouts. Now, if you guys don't know what badge loadouts are, what up, Vegeta? What's good? 7 digits, what it is? Your boy Brand. Yeah, the cap is for WNBA. We get that. But they might incorporate that into the different game modes. What we're seeing here is a preview, you understand? So it's possible that this might be incorporated into the other game modes as well. We know it's for WNBA because WNBA was the only news released today. This is the WNBA Courtside report. So yeah, we know that that's what it is, but it's a matter of if it's going to be incorporated into the other game modes, which it more than likely is. And I imagine that it would. There's a possibility that it won't, but I imagine that they would incorporate a lot of the stuff that we're seeing here into the other game modes, like My Career. Well, you know, My Career is going to be your city experience. Billy T, what up? Corey King, what's good? Yeah, it's definitely iffy. I can't even say that it's iffy per se, because the WNBA is an online mode with badge progression. So I can't even say that it's iffy, because what they're trying to do is make the WNBA or the W Online more like your regular standard experience that we play with a regular My Player. And that's what they're introducing this year. They're trying to bring it in line with, you know, our standard experience getting 2Ks. And I could see that leaning. What up, Wavy West? I could see that leaning more towards, you know, universal experience throughout the game modes. I feel the same way. I feel like it's going to be the same, Danny Koch. I feel like it's a possibility. But anyway, we're talking about badge loadouts, yeah? Badge loadouts. This is something that they're definitely going to incorporate into. I could bet. I don't want to say definite because it ain't like we 100% know. But knowing 2K, the experience that I have with 2K, playing 2K since the very 2K, since the first 2K ever released on Dreamcast, every single 2K to date. So we have a lot of experience with 2K, and they got badge loadouts here. And a badge loadout is, if you guys don't know, what did I miss something from Big Hack? Here we go. Since they're giving out badges in the battle pass, you can see why we would have over 30 in one category, but will be interesting to see if they have no cap. Well, here we go. This is interesting, and I can see that too. In this particular mode, although it's different from seasons, I could see it too, where we're gonna get more badges per category with the seasons, because they're giving out badge points. But in here it says a 0 of 32. So off rip in W Online, you're starting with, because of the build you created, you're starting with over the cap, over the 30 badge cap at 32. So that's some interesting to look at too. I'm gonna refresh the chat right here. Just, I might miss a comment. 70 plus in chat, only 16. Yeah, get those likes up, y'all, if you can. But anyway, we was talking about, I might miss a comment, just in case if I miss a comment, just repost it. But the badge loadouts, man, if you guys don't know what badge loadouts are, if you ever play Call of Duty, you get a class set up, you play Warzone, you set up a class, things like this, well, you're gonna have a badge loadout, so you can switch quickly. You don't need to go through each category and, you know, realign certain badges. All you got to do is click your loadout. So if you want to play better perimeter defense, you want a loadout set up for perimeter defense, you can set up all your badges accordingly and then save it to a badge loadout. And I think that's pretty dope. It makes things a lot more easier, a lot more convenient. If you want to set up for interior defense on one particular build, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be for each build, you're going to have the option of creating 3 loadouts. You can do that. Set up an interior. Let me go. Hold on. Let me switch quickly to my interior defense loadout. Hold on. Let me switch quickly to my perimeter defense loadout. Hold on. Let me switch to my crazy shooting loadout. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, nice rec or versus park versus my career badge loadouts. It's dope. It's dope. I think that's solid too. The terminology. Appreciate you. I got to admit, the loadout was a good idea, for real. And it goes to show that 2K is thinking, man. And it's little things like that that say, when it comes to things that, one, I don't recall anybody, never heard anybody bringing this up. Although we may have thought it may have been like a passing thought. I just mean to say, it's good to see that 2K is leaning towards convenience, making things quicker, getting us into the game. They just need to make sure we're not playing against AIs, and maybe we could switch up badges and halftime on a reg game or a pro-am game, especially a matchmaking game that has like a halftime or even each quarter maybe, or on a timeout maybe. Switch your badges, because if you're going into matchmaking, you don't know your opponent. How do you know what badges to set up? You feel what I'm saying? You might want to see. And although they have the option of changing they may have the option to change their badges as well. That will create the chess match and the strategy. So that'd be dope. Hey, appreciate the sub, Dylan Taylor. No more losing 99 matchmaking in park. Better perimeter defense. Next gen sounds lit. Yeah, that is for next gen. No more losing 99 on next gen. Current gen, you will lose your 99. Salute to you too, man. Great growth, man. Hey, thank you so much, Timberland TV. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that. TV, do you think 7-foot centers are coming back? Or still? Well, it's definitely not gonna. I think 6. Well, we'll say this. Mike, we'll just say the facts. Mike Wang, head developer, but is he a gamer? Is he an online gamer? Is he like a? Would you consider him a good player? And the reason why I'm saying that, because he gave his opinion that 7-foot centers have the potential to be dominant this year. 7-foot centers haven't been dominant in a good few years. So it's tough. It's tough to take that in. It's possible, because they're saying that a good amount of the community will, because, you know, the community usually leans towards players that can, a good majority of the community leans towards players that can dribble, that can shoot, and that have a good amount of speed. Being that the community leans that way towards those type of players, Mike Wang said that smaller players are going to have those particular benefits. If you create a smaller player, you'll have noticeable, you'll noticeably have more speed. You'll get better dribbling animations. You'll shoot. You have better shooting attributes. So when that's the case, normally the good majority of the players will lean toward smaller players. This gives room for larger players to be more dominant. We don't know what that means. We just don't know it. People are making 6'3", 6'4" guards, which used to be the standard. We don't know what that can. We have to see the speed differences. And 2K is always. I was trying to make a center for a long while. What up, Tanner? Was good. That go-kart better have some speed. I was trying to make a center for a good few years, and 2K continually let me down to the point where I said, that's enough making centers. I'm not making no more centers because 2K can't get it right. So hopefully they got it right this time. And if they did get it right, you'll see me out there with a center build as well. You will see me with a center build. I would love to make a 6'11", 7-foot center. But 2K got to get it right. And if a guard has a tremendous and noticeable speed difference, when they get into that paint and they meet me in the paint as a 7-footer, they got to let me be dominant in the paint. Feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I feel about that. According to Mike Wayne, we're gonna see more balance in all size players. I believe when I see it. That's how I feel too, Bless. I believe it when I see it, man. Let me go back to the talk thing. I thought I was in the talk thing. I believe it when I see it. He specifically says 6 foot and under are getting juiced. He basically said that, yeah. So still think my 2-way 3-level playmaking slashing paint beast is doable. Yeah, I believe it is, man. Because I was thinking of creating a slashing, shot creating, sharpshooting, playmaker, 3-and-D guard. So hopefully we can make those players. And a 2-level 3-and-D guard is slashing, shot creating, sharpshooting, 2-way 3-level 3-and-D guard is what I was gonna make for 2K22, but we're gonna see what it looks like. I was playing center as a 6'7" point guard. They're so broken. A lot of people were. What up, G? What's good? G out there. I'm making my go-to 6'10", 6'9" slashing point forward. Yeah, I think if it's gonna be anything, I might lean towards like a 6'9". 6'9s have been safe. You know, 21 allowed us to make them smaller than 6'9", but before that we didn't want to go smaller than 6'9". If you're trying to create that center build, you was able to make a 6'7" for Park in 2K20 to run the 3 in Park, but you couldn't take that 6'7" into Rec and be dominant unless you had the whole team of 6'7s, which we saw that as well in 2K20, and they were just so fast that it was a lot of them at 6'7" going crazy. But I think 6'9" might be a safe bet unless they really made those changes. Unless they really did the changes, it's hard. It's just hard to believe. 6'9" is always where it's at. Yeah, wavy. You know, you could trust in. Shout out to Laker fan. Laker fan put me onto the finisher build, the 6'9" finisher build, and I loved it. Yeah, the 6'9" paint beast was it too. 6'9" paint beast was goated. Shy Koala, 7 foot. Do you think pie charts are returning on current generation? Love the content. Appreciate you, Kurt 4242. I don't think pie charts are returning. If by chance pie charts return, if by chance, I highly doubt it, but if by chance they return, I think there'll be multiple options for how to create your build. It might be like a preset. Do you want to use the pie chart presets, or would you like to create your build the way which we created it for NBA 2K21 next gen? What up, legendary KC? What's good? Rumu hauling. I'm going 7 foot on my glass lock. Glass locks? What do you think? Glass locks are back. Gameplay has to be. Damn, 157 in the chat. Go crazy, man. Go crazy. Hit that like button too. Let everybody know we out here. Word up. Glue hand scares me because it can mean people are going to be dropping the ball. I thought the same thing. Shout out to Robin Jet. Appreciate you coming through. Rafa said gameplay has to be right. All these changes mean nothing if the gameplay is trash. That's facts. But shout out to Robin Jet, man. His comment said, have to stay up past your bedtime. His comment said, Blue Hand scares him because they're insinuating that without the badge, you may throw more errant passes. The badge description here says, we'll go into the news tracker. The badge description here says it reduces the chances of an errant pass while improving the ability to both catch tough passes and quickly make your next move. Come on, 2K. Why is this a badge? Help me understand. Why is this? Just type exclamation point Discord to join. I'll pin it. If you want to join Discord, just type exclamation point Discord. I'll pin it. But why is this a thing? Like, why do we need a badge to catch the ball? You can't tell me that we're working on our attributes, we're making it into the NBA, but we need a badge to catch a pass. Thank you, Vegeta. Appreciate it, man. Like, what is going on? I appreciate you posting it, Vegeta. Help me understand, y'all. Why can't they just let your player catch the ball? Why is this a thing? I think every build might need glue hands. That's big facts, PR. I'm gonna just pin this Discord link so in case anybody else wants to join. Here we go. I recommend that you join Discord. Discord has been going crazy. Over 5,000 members. We're pulling up on 5,500 members, if I'm not mistaken. Steals need to happen. I would love to see steals happen. They couldn't just fix the horrible catch. Right. So now you're going to tell us that we need a badge. And I highly doubt they're going to get that one right. I don't know. There's something that tells me they're not going to get it right. Something's telling me that they're not going to get it right. We're going to put glue hands on our player. And we're going to still get the fumble animation where you catch they're throwing you a regular pass, but your player's trying to reach for it up here, which then you need to bring it back down and then start your shot. And that can't be the case. We shouldn't need a badge for that. It's a broken mechanic. Go in there and fix the coding. 2K, this wasn't in the game. Why are you introducing poor coding into the game and trying to fix it with a badge? That doesn't make any sense. I can't see it. I don't see it. You don't tell me that a player makes it into the NBA and then needs a badge to catch the ball. So it looks like that frightens me. That's it's word up. What up, Vinny? What's good? Yeah, man. Not everyone needs glue hands and bullet passer. Yeah, everybody's gonna have bullet passer, and then everybody's gonna have to have glue hands. And then what is the delay going to look like if you don't put the badge on? What is the delay? That's scary. What is the delay going to look like if you don't put the badge on? That's like a Madden badge. Word up. It's a copy and paste for 22, right? Why I feel like they made badges to improve their horrible animations instead of actually fixing it. It's a way for people to allocate resources. Things need to make sense, man. Like, you know, I just noticed when you look at the screenshot on how to earn XP and the background shows the city for 2K22. All right, let's check that. Hold on. Is it in here? No, it's in the other one, right? Nah, it was the screenshot. Yeah, I didn't notice that. That's interesting though. I'm gonna check into that. Pilot Man, thank you. Does it show anything useful? Let me see if I could go into let me see if I could pull it up. Hold on a second. I'm gonna see if I could pull it because I got the screenshot right on my desktop. Hopefully nothing happens. Screenshot. How to earn XP. My desktop is here we go. We could pull it up. My desktop is a mess because we've been, not my actual desk. I'm never a mess, but my desktop on my computer is a mess. We're gonna go into it. Well, it shows the city, but it don't really show much of anything. Oh, I got my window capture. You guys can't see that. I got it on window capture. But yeah, the screenshot, it does show the city in the background, but it don't really show anything that's useful. We just see the top of the skyscrapers, the top of the event center. I see what you're saying though. Yeah, word up. Hit that like button if you can. 180! Been break records today talking about this 2K stuff. It's like, man, I feel y'all, man. People are curious. People are curious. They want to know if stuff is going to be different. Something I like is some badges max out on bronze or silver. It means we can make taller guards that has something like quick first step, trade speed for size. Yeah, I like that idea. Like we said, okay, the past, they should have badges that do and badges that counter. That should be it. Each badge should have a counter, period. You know, it sucks. It sucks that you got multiple badges going up against a defender. You got shooting badges, you got finishing badges, you got playmaking badges, all going up against one defensive badge to counter multiple badges. If you make a badge, it needs to have a counter. There needs to be a defensive counter for every offensive badge, period. It ain't that complicated. And not one badge. This is simplifies. They need to consolidate. Instead, they're expanding with badges like glue hands that make no sense. So what'll be the counter for glue hands? What's gonna be the counter for glue hands? What's your ideal shot meter in 2K22? I don't ever use the shot meter. I understand that new jacks, new people want to get. I get the idea that the shot meter is good for new people, but when you're playing competitively, you don't see many people using the shot meter. Hey, what up, Josh Blake? What's good? I appreciate that, MP. Don't forget to drop that like, y'all, on your way in. So you can catch the ball if you don't have glue hands, and we're in. So you can't catch the ball if you don't have glue hands, and we are NBA players. Like, how do you tell me I'm hella? Like, you tell me I'm hella athletic, and and I'm not athletic at the same time. Like, I could shoot a 3, but I can't catch the ball. I could catch a body, but I can't catch the ball. Oh no! What up, Matthew? What's going on? Yeah, learning a shot with the shot meter is off, but think about the new jack. I feel you, Greg. But think about the new jack getting the game for the first time. Learning the shot without the shot meter forces you to look at the actual animation and see the release. Whether you're looking at the feet to get a gauge on like the top of the jump, you know, where to release, or you're looking at the hands to see the actual release on the hands. It's a bit more difficult than somebody trying to gauge that with a shot meter and get that timing right first, and then they could take it off and just look at the animation, look for animation cues. But somebody brand new getting on the game won't even understand that 2K has that much depth that you could look at the actual animation. There's a lot of you. Keep in mind, there's a lot of new players every day, and I try not to. We like build our platform off of that idea that there's new players every day, and there needs to be content for those new players. I think there's probably more new players than there are veteran players. So we build our community off of that concept and idea. There has to be somebody out there for the new players, and even though I'm a veteran player myself, I know that new players would appreciate the shot meter. Even with fouls, 2K needs a way to force people to foul. How you gonna dribble and shoot if you can't catch the ball? Ace move. I'm just ready to play. I'm ready to play ball too. No, seriously, how else would 2K make a lot of steals happen? They need to bring, well, we know 2K is putting weight on perimeter shot contests. We know that. But there was a huge problem in 2K21 where they couldn't, you know, clamps in 2K19, it was great. You know, lockdowns were crazy. We need that type of defense back. It ain't only about perimeter shot contests. We need perimeter defense back. That needs to happen, and we need to be able to get into those passing lanes. That was so annoying this year. I pre-ordered. What up, Chopra? Was good. I pre-ordered the cross-gen bundle, the cross-gen digital bundle today. So I was looking at the numbers, and I know a lot of you guys are probably curious about that. Pickpocket has been top 5 most broken badge in the past couple of years. Yeah, that's, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's facts though. So I was looking at the numbers, and the only difference between the cross-gen bundle and tell me if I'm wrong, yeah, if I made a mistake, but I was like trying my best to look at the lists back to back, well, side by side. And the only difference between the cross-gen and the 75th anniversary was that 100K. So you're gonna need to spend $50 on the game after your purchase if you want to, you know, if you're competitive and you want to build a player to a decent level, you're gonna need more than the 100K. So you'll probably invest the $50 so you get the 200 or 250K VC. So I said, if you pay $100, you're gonna have to spend $150 versus spending $80 and then dropping 50 for VC, which only comes to 130. You have more VC in the end, but I think 200 to 250 is going to be decent to get you to, you know, 85 or at least that standard level. So I said, that's what I'm going to do. I got the cross-gen and I'll just purchase VC. I like the idea of Pickpocket being a good badge, but unfortunately it hasn't. Pickpocket hasn't been a good badge in the longest time because you could just go out there and get bump steals. There's players out there, shout out to Big Red, there's players out there who just won't have no perimeter defense and no badges to go along with it, and they still would get steals. I brought players out there myself with no badges, and you barely saw. There was some slight differences, but no perimeter defense. You barely saw a difference there. I think this year's that's gonna change, but someone tell 2K if you cut off the dribbler, they should pick up their dribble instead of bouncing off of you and stumbling, maintaining their dribbling the whole time. It's one of the worst feelings when you cut off the dribbler. They show a quick bump animation or a clamp up animation, and the dribbler is able to just cross over. No logic between, no logic, no like, I don't even know how you would say it, but there's no like proper physics behind it. How they cross over while you're in a clamp animation don't make sense. It's like I don't get that. I have a 25 steals and still get it. What up, Bake? What's good? Bake is out there. Do you think we get new defensive badges? I think they're going to introduce new defensive badges. I think we're going to see new badges in each category. I can see them doing that. Especially that playmaking had about 5 new badges. I think we're going to see some new badges. It's just a matter of how they're going to implement them. Are they going to function properly? Are we just getting badges for the sake of getting badges, or are these badges going to really mean something? Yo, what up, Lester? What's good? Blaze. They removed the sucky thing that attach you to the ball. Oh, hey, yo. Hey, yo. It's a family-friendly chat. Interceptions were completely broken on next gen. It feels like people get rewarded for bad passing. Hey, hitting legend won't even feel like winning the game. Well, that it's not. I think that's what they're trying to get at this year, is that your goal is not going to be hitting legend. I don't think the goal, they're trying to change that concept because they want you to continue through the season. So if they made legend the primary and most ultimate goal, They're trying to eliminate that, y'all. You only need 4 seasons to reach the max level in 4 seasons. And you know damn well that people are going to reach that. The first 4 seasons, there's going to be a legend. After the 4th season, there's going to be a legend. So they're going to want those legends to continue playing, and there has to be incentives for them to continue playing. So they're going to change up those goals, where it's not going to be the most ultimate type of goal you need to get or make happen. I don't know how they're going to do it yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. Are badges hurting the game? Because that's what allows people to break bills. Badges are like an integral part of 2K. You know, I don't know if that's going to ever change. Yeah, I don't, you know, I would love to see it based on attributes, but then again, I don't want to see badges go. I just want them to function properly. Like, get rid of the fluff. You feel what I'm saying? Get rid of the fluff. 199 in the chat. Let's go crazy. But yeah, I want them to get rid of the fluff. You feel me? Bring us back. Reel us all the way back. If it's the joint don't work, get rid of it. Introduce stuff that works properly. For every badge that I say that doesn't work, like for every badge I would mention doesn't work, you're going to have somebody in the community that says the joint is goated. It's just 208. Let's go. What you think? The next level is extraordinary? No. No, there's not going to be a level above legend. But they're going to have different tasks to make you continue through the seasons. I believe that it's 2K's intention to have you guys just like every other game. If you get on Warzone, you pay for your battle pass. If you get on Fortnite, you pay for your battle pass. Well, battle pass in NBA 2K is seasons. And I believe that they're setting us up to pay for seasons in the next coming years. Whether that's next year or the year after. But they want to give us incentives after hitting that legend mark. So there's going to be other goals in line for you to be reaching or striving for within those seasons. And legend ain't going to be the most ultimate goal. It may be for rep, but you might need you say, well, that's why they introduced fashion and hip hop, things like that. And like, well, maybe I want to be a rap star legend. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. What up, Ben Hunter? Que lo que, man? Yeah, Snoopy in the background. Yep. My wife calls me Snoopy. I ain't listening to no one about 2K. I'm doing my thing. Hey, appreciate that, Danny. Yeah, appreciate it. Majority of players, well, I'm a player first. You know what I'm saying? Majority of player base doesn't have all day to play 2K. Easier legends make sense to me. Yeah, I think it is a good incentive. I think it is a good incentive. Incentivize people. That's what 2K has had a problem with, incentivizing people. And they made it clear that everything this year for 2K22 is going to be free and redeemable. I gotta add that in there. We talked about that yesterday. But yeah, they gotta incent. What up, Zedandara? I want to be a rapper in 2K22. That would be dope. Yeah, 2K has had a huge issue with incentivizing players. Like, your grind never met, well, your incentives never met your grind. Your incentives never matched the amount of time you invested in the game. And it's even worse now because hitting legend in previous versions of 2K prior to 2K21, it was hella respected. I think 2K20 was probably the last year that it was something. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see that they're giving incentives that a player that doesn't necessarily, it may not be easy to grind to level 40. We don't know what it's going to look like yet, grinding to level 40. But if you invest, those first 4 seasons, and I think January is season 4, if you invest that time, you may be able to hit legend and then just chill the rest of the. And it's not guesswork. It's not like how many games you play, how many thousands of games you got to play. I want to be a fashion mogul. What up, Sean? What's good? I feel like our 2K rapper is gonna have the worst bars ever. How you feel, Abel, the new badges? Maybe about the new badge cap. We get over 30 now. I wonder if 32 is the new cap. I doubt that 2K will make 32 a cap. I don't think they'd make 30. I saw that it was 32. We was talking about that in the beginning of the stream. For this image here, so you guys can see this image here. Undershooting right here. If you guys are just coming into the stream, undershooting right here, it says badge points earned 0 of 32. So we know that exceeds the normal badge cap of 30, up to 30 in a particular category. I don't see them making it 32. I see it, they'll probably lean towards 40. But if it is 32, then it is what it is. I don't know how they're gonna balance that out. Like, because you see here on this build in particular, this is a dope build. If you guys don't see this, they have 18 finishing badges. So we're sitting here trying to understand, how does a build, or where does a build suffer when they put so many badges on shooting? They got 32 shooting badges, 18 finishing badges, 16 playmaking badges, and 12 defensive badges. That sounds like a good build to me. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like a good shooter's build. You're like, yo, you're gonna finish. You got a decent amount of playmaking badges. You don't need to run point, but that's a good 2 build. You're gonna be a lights out shooter, and you got a fairly decent amount of defensive badges. There's no category that you're just completely suffering to get all of those shooting badges. So I don't know what that's gonna look like. Yeah, Robin said a majority of the player base doesn't have all day to play 2K. Yeah, it makes sense. If we reach level 40, will we still got the golf cart? We don't know what's in season 2. The go-kart is in, it's not a golf cart, it's a go-kart, but it's the grand prize for season 1. Season 2 is going to be different prizes. I think that's one of those rewards that are going to be exclusive to the season. There's going to be particular rewards that are going to be exclusive to the season. Things like animations and jump shots, things like that are going to be, once they're unlocked in your season, then they're available to you no matter what. But if you don't unlock it that season, I think that's going to be exclusive to season 1. They may introduce it back later in the season at a different level, or later in another season at a different level. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be the season 1 grand prize exclusive. At least I like to believe that. Lob City Finisher Hall of Fame. That's a solid build, right? Yes, sir. What up, Brooks? What's good? What's good? It's gonna look like 3-point rain contest. Word up. How much can you see the seasons costing us? I could see the seasons easily. I could see them going for $20 a season. We was talking about this, I think in yesterday's stream. I could see them going $20 a season. But like we was talking about, let me know if you guys agree with this. Let me go back to my other screen. Let me know if you guys agree with this. We was talking about like the seasons and how when I play Warzone and I purchase my season, when I used to play Warzone and I purchased the season, or a battle pass rather, the game was so good that the rewards that you got for your battle pass was just an additional incentive. You weren't playing the game for those, even though you wanted to reach those certain levels to get the rewards. You wasn't playing to or grinding to get that reward. And I think that's what 2K needs to incorporate into these seasons to make people feel good about purchasing these seasons. And if they incorporate that concept, nobody's gonna have no problem paying $20 for a season if they got great rewards and the gameplay is great. So people aren't focused on seasons, but they're focused on those rewards just coming to them because they enjoy the game so much. And I think that's what 2K needs to get right. They need to get that right. You don't want to be grinding. You don't want to pay to grind. You want to pay to get those rewards, and they come from you enjoying your gameplay. And that's a formula that Warzone got right, and I think 2K needs to get it right as well. It's supposed to be free. Now, I could see them doing 20, because it's going to be, you think about it, 9 seasons. You think about 9 seasons. I could see them doing $20. If they make the game free to play, that's $180 per player that's going through 9 seasons. That's a lot of money per player. Not to mention the microtransactions that they'll get along the way for Boost and Gatorade. So I could see them doing that. And other purchases like getting you to spend money on shoes and apparel. I saw a photo of my player at 90 overall, and they needed 100K to get. Really? That's interesting, Bake. I'll believe it when I see it myself, Bake. 100K to get to 91 overall? That sounds real generous at 2K. That's a side of 2K that we haven't seen. W players with more than 30. Also, Warzone, if you get rewards, you get next season for free. Yeah, you get so much along the way that it's pretty much getting your next season for free. Double takeover on current gen, we don't yet know. I'm not buying seasons if it's pay every season. Well, that's how seasons work. That's how like battle passes work. You pay for it. But normally what ends up happening, the reason why battle passes have been so successful is because what's in the battle pass is not your reason, like your sole reason for playing. It starts at a foundation that you enjoy the aspect of the gameplay, like just the gameplay in general you enjoy so much, and then you're like, I'm gonna play this joint anyway, and if I could get all these things for free for playing the game I enjoy, that's what's supposed to happen. That's supposed to be your logic approaching a battle pass. That's what Fortnite has done, and that's what Warzone has done. And 2K needs to do the same thing, and I don't know if they got it. I'm upgrading my player to 90 overall. Is there a voice builder? I don't know what a voice builder is, but they are easy to get rewards and pass. Do you think you pay VC to get player up? Yeah, you're gonna have to pay VC to get your player up. If seasons is free to play, standalone park, and season passes for free. I can't. I dropped this battle pass video a long time ago, months ago. I talked about this months ago. Shout out to Brutal Sim. You're gonna have to start calling me All City Sim, because I talked about this months ago. Like, yo, is the way of gaming. It makes too much money. And I think about myself, being that I'm a gamer first, I think about myself, like, when I got on Warzone, I like paid so much for like packs, and I didn't even think twice about buying a season because the gameplay was so good that you didn't feel like you were being cheated by any stretch of the imagination. You just didn't feel like you were being cheated. You felt like, hey, this is great. I don't mind giving them money. Is there going to be voices we can choose or record our own voices? I think. I haven't heard anything about that yet. I don't know. I don't think they'd be incorporating that. I'm excited too. Do you think post scorers will be OP since cover athletes or they're introducing the post playmaker badge is one of the new badges here, which will go into the news tracker. And it's this badge right here, post playmaker. So there's so much that goes into post scoring. This is the playmaking aspect of the badges, and they got post playmaker on there. And normally the shakedown theory, at least I heard it first from Shakedown, is that the player that's on the cover or players that are on the cover usually make up the best players or player builds in the game for that year. And we do got like Luca in there with his step back. We got Dirk in there. And we it could be something, man. I would love to see the post game involved. I would love to see sky hooks, I would love to see teardrops reincorporated into the game. 2K, besides glitchy, like, I don't want to see cheesiness. I just want to see proper gameplay mechanics incorporated into the game. If you want to be a good post scorer, don't stop the defender from defending to make post scorers look good. Make it a chess match. Make it something that, maybe he faded this way and the defender went that way. Hopefully that's the case. We'll see what happens. I hope pull-up mid-ranges or mid-ranges in general become more effective, since they are the worst shot in the game. Why 2K? Why do you get rid of mid-ranges? Why do you make a mid-range shot more difficult than a freaking half-court shot? That don't really make much sense. Hey, what up, Millie? What's good? You got Kareem out there with the sky hooks. I would love to see Olajuwon type of play. I would love to see that incorporated into the game. Who wouldn't love to see that? I don't know if you guys, maybe I'm just showing my age here, but I don't mind that at all. As frustrating as Patrick Ewing was, especially being a New York Knicks fan in my era, he would hit some ridiculous, I mean absolutely ridiculous fades. I would love to see stuff like that back in the game. Bring us back. Yeah, I definitely missed the use of 6'10", 7-foot players. 2K20 was good for that. Hell yeah, it was good for that. What up, Ed Venus? It's good. We need a new look for Rec. Somebody holler at 2K. Give us different colors. Give us alternating jerseys. Or allow us to choose our jerseys. We don't want to see the same rec center. Nobody want to see the same. Let me know if y'all want to see the same rec center. Let me know in the chat, man. You drop a 1 for a different rec center. Drop a 1 if you want to see a different rec center. Spam the 1 if you want to see a different rec center. That needs to change. We tired. That joint is the same rec center every year. We are tired. You changed our jersey. Listen, I get a lot of my highlights in the rec center, so I'm going through my highlights, and we have had hundreds of highlights this past season, and it's like we're going through the highlights and the rec center looks the same except for Christmas. It's like, yo, you feel what I'm saying? True, appreciate the yeah, look at that. Look at all those ones. Look at all those ones. We want a different rec center. Stop playing, 2K. Give us a different rec center. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can't, and I guess what really took the cake this year is that you're going into the same rec center and you're playing against 3 AIs off rip. I think that just hurt the community. I think like it hurt a lot of people's feelings. Like people were just like, man, like my feelings are really hurt. Like your feelings will really hurt because of this same rec center, and they're playing 3 AIs and one dude who stood in there, maybe two guys who stay in the game all 4 quarters off rip because they never get the ball in rec, running with randoms. Stop running with randoms. If you out there running with randoms, join our Discord. The link for Discord is pinned. You could build chemistry up. We have 5,000 pulling up on 5,500 members within our Discord. The link is pinned. Join the Discord. You're looking for players to run with. Link up. There's a place to link up there. Whether you're on Xbox, you're on current gen, next gen, if you're staying on 2K21 or you're going to 2K22, there's going to be a ton of players in there. How do you stop people from quitting? Are you going to play? I am going to play both games. The way you stop people from quitting is penalizing them. 2K did a good job of that before. I know people could dashboard, but even when we would have players, they'd be like, I'm on a 15-minute timeout, or I gotta wait 30 minutes to play again. We're like, why'd you quit? Homie, stop quitting. Like, what are you doing? So I think that's probably one of the ways, or have better trackers to see, like, if people are dashboarding. They gotta leave room for people who actually need to get out of the game. You can't just penalize someone that actually had an emergency in their home and had to get out the game. You can't have people like leaving their house on fire because they don't want to get a penalty. They don't want to get a 30-minute penalty, so they're like, nah, man, I gotta stay in. Mind you, their house is on fire. Carl Mose, leave it up. Most people only want you if you're 90 or 99 overall. Well, that's not true. Not in our Discord. Not in our Discord. You got to keep in mind, y'all, whenever you're thinking for a second that most people only want you if you're 90 or 99. Whenever you got it in your head that, you know, they're not going to, because my win percentage is low. One, me personally, I never look at win percentage. Especially with the last few 2Ks that people just run. We got back on 2K20 this year, and I'm a legend on 2K20. We got back on 2K20 and people were still running. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But yeah, never think, just when you're thinking that people don't want to play with you because you got a low win percentage or you have your build isn't up to par, just know that there's more new people on the game than there are veterans. Just know that. You got to put in the effort to find your players. You got to put in the effort to say, I want to build chemistry with this person here or this player here. And our Discord provides that. Our Discord provides a lot of members with the ability to link up and just build up chemistry and stay connected, you know, on a daily basis. Yeah, and it's true. This year is going to be different. Everybody's level is going to reset. Your overall is going to be different. You're going to be able to maintain your overall, but your level is going to be reset with each season. I got to keep playing. Let me burn 2K is more important. Word up. You ain't lying. Yu-Gi-Oh! That win percentage is too toxic. There was a time where I've been playing 2K for so long. There was a time where we didn't even think about win percentage. It wasn't even like a thought. We would just go out there and ball out. Mind you, I'm hitting legend, like 2K16, legend 3. Just like we out here having fun. The lion mascot. It was just fun. If you all quit, all your boosts is taken. It's hard. It's hard to do that because you're paying for those boosts. So it's hard to do that. I could see you drop an attribute point if you quit. People won't do that. People want to keep their 99. If you thought people were quitting to keep their 99 and not lose that boost, take away your attribute point and see what happens. See if everybody won't stay in the game till the very last second. Probably stay in just to double check there ain't no overtime. They ain't finna quit if he's dropping their attribute points. We don't yet know what the meta builds is going to be. I'm leaning towards perimeter lock type of builds, two-way shooting type of builds. Defense is getting a buff. So you're going to be a really good defender out there at the perimeter. And hitting wide open shots should be like, you should be like feeling rewarded for your shot selection, taking good shots. Contested shots are going to be more of a thing this year. I'm leaning more towards the idea is like a two-way, three-level scorer type of build. That's what I have in mind. I could be wrong, but I think one of those builds are going to be something, and I don't even know if two-way, three-level scorer is going to be a build, but I'm leaning more towards things like that, offensive threats, two ways. I think we're going to see a lot. I think we're going to see the two-way return, two-way sharps, two-way shots. If they make, being that post scoring may be a thing and fades may be a thing this year, step backs, hop jumpers, and maybe two-way shot creators. We just don't know yet. Everything is speculation right now. What badges from 2K21 should be removed? That's a good question. We'd have to pull up the 2K21 badges, but you guys started up and how you guys started up with the badges you think should be removed, and I'll definitely elaborate. I had randoms on my team. They had no clue, I swear, about basketball. This is IRL and gotta be in one. It's tough, man. You're running with randoms. It's hard to build chemistry consistently running with randoms. Your win percentage is gonna get shot. Especially no communication. Nobody knows who's running point guard, who's gonna run the five. You start playing man. There's no switch. There's no rotation on defense. It's tough. The badge glue hands is, hey Patrick, what's going on, man? The badge glue hands, and we could pull up the news tracker. Glue hands says it reduces the chances of an errant pass. So, you know, it reduces the chances of you throwing the ball away when you're passing it. And it also improves the ability to catch. It says to both catch tough passes and quickly make your next move, whether that's shooting or driving to the rack. That badge is such a joke, man. Yeah, I think blinders should be gone. Bailout, take it out maybe. I don't mind taking bailout. I love the bullet passer badge. Unfortunately, that had to be a thing. I hate that it has to be a thing, but I love what bullet passer did to your passing. That's what I will say. I hate that it has to be a thing, but I love that it was a badge that you put on and notice an extreme difference from like not having the badge on and then putting it on. You could really be a playmaker with that bullet passer badge. Running with randoms is a death sentence. Lightning reflexes. I love bailout. Need that? You love bailout? I hate the idea of bailout. I hate, maybe glue hands is to neutralize bailout. But bailout is pretty much throwing jump passes. If you can't catch a ball, then you shouldn't be in the NBA. Facts. The more I think about it, City, glue hands might be needed. Is needed because the mechanics are broken. I see what you're saying. Maybe if a point guard has bullet passer, they did say that they were going to introduce new ways like throwing alley-oops and things like that. Do they got special? They got special delivery in there. So you see, they got special delivery. So I could understand if they got a super advanced point guard, and that's why they're introducing glue hands, because they might be able to increase the type or different types of passes that a point guard will be able to throw. And you may need glue hands to even catch those type of passes. But when we're thinking about 2K, and we seen the animations that we got from 2K21. And we're like, yo, that was just a regular pass to homie that was wide open in the corner. Why is he catching the ball, fumbling the rock when he's wide open, chilling in the corner for an easy three? And 2K is giving you an additional second. So thinking about it from that aspect, it's like, that's wrong. But from the aspect of a point guard being super advanced or having an advanced ability to throw way more advanced passing, then I could understand glue hands being properly incorporated into 2K22. If that's not the case, then glue hands is probably going to be an L. Build I'm shooting for is something like a two-way shooting build. Maybe a two-way 3-level scorer. It depends if leaners are in the game. We're gonna have to check into that when we get our hands on the builder. But glue hands to neutralize alleys. No, glue hands to catch alleys. Glue hands to catch advanced passes. And like I said, be able to the ability to catch a tough pass and quickly make the next move. So being able to catch that pass and make your next move, whether that's catching an alley and banging it right after, or catching, you know, a flashy pass, because you know a lot of times often you throw in flashy passes and it throws it low. Maybe catching that and being able to shoot quickly. Everybody was getting dunked on. For instance, people like Ray Allen, Clay, catch the ball on the move. So they should have glue hands Hall of Fame. That would be nice. It would be nice if that's what it is. What do you think about hyperdrive and quick chain? Well, quick chain, I know. Let's see what quick chain, because they still got tight handles in the game. They still have ankle breaker in the game. Handles for days in the game. You know, quick chain is what it is. It's going to be the ability, you know, to chain your dribble moves together and how fast you're able to chain those dribble moves together. We don't know yet what's going to be the dribble cheeses, and until we find that out, Steezo gets his hands on the game within the first week. Gonna have a dribble cheese. We're gonna see what quick chain is gonna offer you to benefit those cheeses. Hyperdrive, I can't really. What do you guys think? Hyperdrive. Do I see a quick first step in here? So I'm looking at this build. Oh, I see quick first step. A quick first step is there. I'm looking at the, you know, there's no indication by the badge icon. Like quick chain has an indication, and we can kind of get that from just the idea of quick chain on how to string your combos together, how fast you string your combos together. But a hyperdrive, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm on PlayStation, y'all. Lovely channel, what up, man? I already know the build I want to shoot for, a defensive-minded sharpshooter. That's a dope sounding build. It's going to ruin the. Before I missed your comment. If they want to steal something from live, make it that if you're oldly dribbling and get tired, you lose the rock. That spamming dribbling killed the use of crossovers. I don't like the idea of spamming dribbling, but is looking like, from what they're incorporating into the game with badges like quick chain and a badge like hyperdrive, although we don't yet know what it is. So let's talk about this, because you got triple threat juke, you got quick chain, you got hyperdrive. They add these playmaking badges into the game to further like encourage you guys to dribble more. So they're encouraging. We already had ankle breaker, tight handle, space creator, which is still in the game, but now they're adding 3 more badges to encourage you to dribble more. So it looks like it's gonna be a dribbling type of year. We're gonna see a lot more dribblers out there. We don't know how stamina is gonna be affected, although they did touch base on it, and there should be a balance on stamina. Hyperdrive could be a quick first step or ball. But it's a. Oh, I see what you're saying. A quick first step or ball. That might be interesting. Could be a blow by badge. That sounds interesting as well. Hyperdrive. A blow by badge. AK Dre said that it could be a blow by badge. They should make it so you press, shoot, and pass. They should make it so when you press, shoot, and pass at the same time, it does a Magic Johnson bailout animation, not changing your mind mid-air. It's possible that 70. They referenced a 83-point shot. They didn't reference a 73-point shot, but they did say that it's not gonna be as hard to shoot if you have pretty much the right shot selection. So if you're open with an 83-point attribute, you should be able to knock them down. It will be, you won't need as high a 3-point attribute to start knocking down shots. That's how they phrased it. We could only speculate on everything else that surrounds that idea, but that's exactly how they phrased it. So it's looking like you may be able to shoot, like say you want to make a glass lock or something like that, and you want to hit the corner, you're going to knock down your shots. If you're wide open, you force the defense to collapse into the paint and leave that corner shot wide open. You may be able to knock those down. I don't know if that's going to go down to 70, but they did reference 80. Yeah, it's looking like shooting going to be easier. The Carmelo badge, triple threat juke. I agree. I love triple threats. If you guys have watched me play on 2K21, I triple threat almost every time. Triple threat with quick first step, and now they're adding a triple threat badge. Oh my god. What's your opinion on 5'10 guards speed boosting? Well, they saying that speed boosting is out the game, but they're also saying that smaller guards are going to have a noticeable difference in speed. What does that mean? Being that they want to like ramp up the defense, is that speed going to mean that as a smaller guard you're going to have to like so they're ramping up perimeter defense, they're ramping up defense in general, but the smaller guards are going to have a high enough speed. They want us to believe that the idea is to take open shots. I don't know if ISO type of players are going to be creating their own shot, although that's been the case for many 2Ks. Is defense really going to matter, or is just a smaller guard going to mean that you could be a much better playmaker? And what I mean by playmaker is creating a play where you can force a double team and dish off. It's tough, and we're not going to know the answers to that until we get our hands on it. We just won't know. You really don't need triple threat juke. It sounds like a OP badge, a 0. I'm definitely feeling like a detective. I feel you, Bless. There's so much you can speculate on, and 2K will have you go crazy trying to speculate on this stuff. But you know, when you play the game so long, you're like, okay, I know how 2K thinks. We know what they've done in the past. They're not really going to surprise us all too much. We know 2K likes to take something old and introduce it as new, so you kind of take all that knowledge and say, well, we've seen this animation. We know 2K is not going to create a ton of new animations. They're going to take something that we've had, recycle it, introduce it as something new, put a badge on it, and gift wrap it for you guys. That's usually what happens. I don't think contact dunks are going to take over this year. I think they're going to, if they take over this year, the community is going to be like really, really disappointed. Shout out to the 209 in the stream. Man, that's amazing. Doesn't matter what build I make, as long as I have City to carry me. We'll be out there, Don. We're going to need you to carry, bro. But yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see, man, because it's true. We could go crazy trying to speculate on what it's going to look like. We take everything that we've seen and say, well, you know, triple threat juke. We've already had triple threats in there that probably make it faster, right? But what does that mean for the defender if someone has triple threat juke on? And this is what we was talking about earlier, Blessed. He said if it's close to 16 or 20 gameplay, El Nino said we'll be okay. This is what we was talking about earlier, where these badges need to have a counter. Your triple threat juke as an offensive player or ball handler shouldn't mean that I get stuck in the mud as a defender. Your animation shouldn't have anything to do with my animation. Unless you're going left and I hit right, That's the only way you should get by me. But if you use your triple threat juke and I play the correct side, then you shouldn't. My clamp up or clamps badge should prove useful. This is where 2K gets things mixed up because things are like so heavily canned. A lot of these animations are canned. So someone triggered a triple threat, like in 2K21, trigger a triple threat, you're gone. So now you got hyperdrive and triple threat juke. Hyperdrive possibly being a blow by badge. That'd be sick if they introduced the blow by badge. I mean sick in a bad way. We've been trying to battle blow-bys for the longest time. Why are we introducing a badge? Think about it, y'all. Think about it for a second. We've been trying to fight against blow-by animations for quite a while. And being that there's just theory, y'all. There's just theory. It could be very well possible that 2K can't fix the blow-by. So they would introduce a badge so that the defense could say, well, he probably has hyperdrive on. That's why he went right by me. So then the next question the defense is going to ask is, how do I counter that blow by? Why isn't my clamp up badge or why isn't my clamps working to counter blow bys? Why would a playmaker need a blow by badge? Seriously, feel me? This should be a chess match. They haven't really mentioned changes for slashers yet. We just know that defense is getting ramped up. So that's what I'm thinking, that triple threat is going to give a huge stun animation. That's what I don't like. It shouldn't be a matter of you stunning me. It should be a matter of, and then if, let's say triple threat does give a stun animation. Let's say, for instance, it does. If I'm constantly getting stunned as a defender, I should be able to say, all right, maybe I'm missing a badge. Maybe I'm missing a badge that I could incorporate into my badge or my defensive badge arsenal that could counter those stuns. And that needs to be an option for the defender. Let me know if you guys agree with that, but it needs to be an option. I understand a player having that badge on, triple threat, juke, and stunning defenders that don't incorporate their counter to that badge. They don't add that badge that could stop triple threat, and then they get stunned. But if a player incorporates or uses a triple threat juke, there should be a counter for the defender to say, let me incorporate this badge. If we're playing rec. Let's say we're playing rec or pro-am. I gotta make sure I have my triple threat counter badge, or whatever they will call it. I don't know what they will call it, but the badge that counters the triple threat juke. Let me make sure I incorporate that because I'm playing, the top in the 2-3 defense in rec center. 19 had great 19 did have great defense. Triple threat, no. It's possible. That could be, I didn't even think about that. Super said triple threat juke is probably gonna be like the Dream Shake badge. I don't think that's the case because up until this point they've referenced triple threats as you could we all know what a triple threat is, and I've greatly incorporated that into my game. So it's possible that they might make it a different way, but we all know what a triple threat is, and that's just those moves, those quick jukes before second you get your hands on the ball before you even dribble. Yeah, 19 defense was good. Toxic. Yeah, 19 defense went crazy. Just buff clamps. They need to buff. 19 shot contest was not good. Shot contest wasn't good, but it was hardly noticeable because when you had a lockdown out there, oh my god, it was the one game that I could say lockdowns were scary. You go into a rec or pro-am and they put 2 lockdowns up top, and they were the biggest nuisance ever. And it was like, son, gotta be done. Son, gotta be done about these lockdowns. I think we're giving different loadouts for our badges. Well, loadouts are an option. It's not different loadouts for our badges. If you guys are just tuning into the stream, I talked about this earlier in the stream. You're gonna have the option for a badge loadout, similar to like Warzone or Call of Duty. If you created a class, you can set up your badges for each category and then save that all into one loadout. So that way, when you want to reference it again, you could just go to that badge loadout one. That was my defensive setup, or that was my perimeter defense setup, or that was my park badge setup. And then loadout 2 will be your rec center loadout or something like that, and how you set up your badges for rec center or pro-am, things like that. I think 20's clamps was actually decent. Let's not forget that in 20 we had a lot of sliding. They didn't get it right at that point, and it's crazy because it feels, in a way, it feels like 21 defense. And just bear with me while I say this, and don't try not to chop my head off. 21's defense, when it came to sliding, was much better than previous versions. The only difference is that we didn't get the clamp up animation that we had in previous versions of the game. So you weren't sliding past defenders, taking 3 or 4 steps in the opposite direction. When you're hitting left, you're going 2 more steps to the right and then going left. That's what was happening in 19 and 20 if you didn't have like a pure lockdown build. In 21, you weren't sliding, but the players just blew right past you because your clamp up animation wasn't happening. So that's some of the things that I've noticed, that they kind of just made that right. If you're not sliding, you're in position. Why is he? I'm telling you, I said this so many times on live stream, where I'm looking at my animation, my player's animation is turning his head, looking at the ball handler walk right past me, and I'm like, why isn't there no clamp up animation? Do you think 2 extra shooting badges shown here, giving you 32, is the result of unlocking? It's not the result of unlocking it in seasons, because it says 0 of 32. So if you guys see here, it says 0 of 32, which means they haven't made no progress for seasons. So it looks, I don't think that's the case. I think there's just a developer's way, because it says here it costs 4. So I'm assuming it costs 4 badge points, but it says here, I guess you could lay out, like, see the potential of your build. I guess that's what it's showing. Let me see if you can see my, oh, now you can see my mouse. It says it costs 4 right here. And I'm guessing from this thing, what we're seeing here is that there hasn't been, it says 0 badge points available. And up top it says 0 of 18, 0 of 32, 0 of 16, 0 of 12. So they haven't made any progression with badge points. And this may be, I don't know if we're gonna have this option to lay out our badges like this and see our potential before we actually earn the badge points. I don't know if that's gonna be an option. But it says cost 4, and it's in red, basically telling you you don't have 4 badge points to allocate. So that tells me that you're gonna at least be able to preview your potential, so you could allocate the badges, but you're not gonna have the badge points to actually make it happen. That's what it's looking like. I don't know. Let me go back. I just noticed that some builds can only go to bronze badges instead of straight to gold. Well, now you saying that, and that's gonna be the case because I read that. But what I'm noticing here is that it's obvious here that they they're actually selecting where it says glue hands right here. They're selecting, because you are going to be capped off depending on your build, similar to 21. But at least that's what I read. At least that's what it says here. Let me see here. Let's see if we can get it here. Before I say that, what I want to kind of emphasize here is that it has an X button underneath this Hall of Fame badge right here. There's an X. So that means that you have to select it, right? So you have to select, I want Hall of Fame. And they're making a selection for bronze, silver, gold, and then Hall of Fame. And then it's telling you it costs 4 badge points. So I'm thinking, and being that this is what it's looking like. Every badge that you see here, because they're capping off your badges, I think you could get every single badge you have here to Hall of Fame if you want it. That's what I think is going to happen, because the playmaking category has 16. Is maybe not going to be like 21 where it's capped off, where you can't get it to Hall of Fame. I think every single badge that you see here is possible you would be able to get it to Hall of Fame as long as you could get the badge points. Like, as long as you have badge points available, you can go Hall of Fame to every single badge here, because they have 32 in the shooting category. They only have 16 for the playmaking category. I'm thinking that's where they're leaning, because I see the X button here and it is looking like, all right, I want to get this badge to Hall of Fame. I got to have 4 badge points. I could be wrong, but that's what it's looking like to me. So if they wanted to get Space Creator on Hall of Fame, they could do that. They could have that option. I could be wrong, but it does say some here. Along the way, you can customize your player. Yeah, see? So it says here, drum roll please. Let's read this out right here. It says here, NBA 2K22 is proud to announce an all-new badge progression to the W. Along the way, you earn badges, which improves areas of your player's game. In NBA 2K22, you can customize your player's badges freely, opening the door to endless possibilities and unique builds based on your specialties. So your saying based on your specialties means if you have the badge available, you can customize them freely. But you see here, he doesn't have particular badges available because he made mainly a shooting build. So a good amount of a majority of his badges were put into shooting, which has 32 badges, and he limited his playmaking badges to 16. But what you have here is basically saying you can get to Hall of Fame however you want to get there, but you have 16 badge points in this category to distribute, however you see fit. So it's not like appreciate the follow, Afro. Appreciate you, man. Calvin's Gaming, what up? No demo this year, y'all. Yep. No demo, y'all. Yeah, it's tough. 195 in the chat. So it looks like we just kind of broke through some of this stuff. And I know a lot of people were used to the caps, the badge caps that we had in 21, where you could only get a badge up to gold. It looks like they're changing that this year, at least from the image that we're seeing here. It looks like they're changing that, and you're gonna have, like, if you have the badge available, you will more than likely be able to get that badge up to Hall of Fame if it's available to you, depending on the type of build you created. So if you have 16 badge points and you opened up these badges available to you, then you could allocate them to all the way up to Hall of Fame if you saw fit. Not every single one, because you only have 16 badge points to allocate between these options. But if you wanted to put Needle Thread to Hall of Fame, you could switch that. You wanted to put Post Playmaker to Hall of Fame, you could switch that. It looks like that's what's going to happen. What will you make on 2K22? Yeah, the stream is going insane. 203 in the chat, Mamba. Let's go. GTTV, appreciate the sub. GTTV, appreciate you, man. Tier 1 sub. I'm going to refresh the chat. I may miss a comment when the chat refreshes. Just hold off for a second. I'm just going to refresh it because whenever I move it, it kind of gets delayed and I got to constantly scroll down. But the chat is back. No demo, Steve. Lockdown. Shout out to the homies on Facebook. Chat is back up. We good. This should make scoring only possible on defensive mistakes. You shouldn't be able to score. What you're doing is read by the defender. Favorite 2K of all time is NBA 2K16. I had the most fun. I felt it had the most balance. I felt it had a good amount of strategy involved. I felt that defenders were free. The offensive players were free. I loved the idea of like the different affiliations having different abilities, like the Flyers having better dribbling abilities, Sunset having, you know, better shooting abilities, and River City having better dunking abilities. And you would get particular animations like the ball on fire while you're dribbling, or the ball on fire while you're shooting, the rim rattling when you dunk the rock, the screen shaking type of thing. I thought those were all dope concepts that had a certain level, like a fun factor that we've lost our way on. I'm scared that there's gonna be more canned animations. They need to eliminate the canned animations. That's crucial. 2K16 was the most balanced 2K of all time. I highly doubt that badges are gonna reset. No, badges are not gonna reset. Your badges are not gonna reset. I highly doubt that that's going to be the case. We have some indicators that say that your badges are not going to reset, because the concept is that if you play through each season, you're going to be able to gain additional badge points that are in the season. So if you're accomplishing season goals to get to like level 39 to get the badge point, then that should put you one step ahead of a player who doesn't even focus on the season or doesn't get those season rewards. And that should, towards the end of the annual cycle, should create a skill gap between players who have accomplished, you know, all the levels in the seasons, or a certain amount of levels in the season, that got attribute bonus rewards, that got badge point bonus rewards. There should be a skill gap there. It should naturally, organically create a skill gap between players who have grinded and players who didn't. Monte, what up? What's good? Do the animations go away after the animations stay, y'all? If you get shooting, if you go through the season and you win an animation, or you get rewarded, not win, but you get rewarded with an animation, your animation is going to stay. He did mention that there's going to be some things in the season that are only exclusive to the season, and someone brought up the go-kart. And there very well may be particular animations that are tied only exclusive to the season, but if you get something in season, it'll stay. You earned it, so now you take that new thing into a new season, but your level is going to reset to start all over to get to level 40 again. 22 close to 20, you guess? Possibly, yep. 22 close to, at least that's what they're alluding to. Do you think there should be any changes to rec? They need to change rec completely. We need crowds. We need crowds in Pro-Am. We need crowds in rec. We need a certain ambiance that gets us excited to go into the rec center. There needs to be more. You know, I was watching that new boxing game. I don't know if you guys saw that. What is BC? Something like that. Esports Boxing Club, I guess. I don't know. I forgot what it was called. Something like that. But the developers were talking and they were saying, like, we put a lot of effort into building this crowd, and they need to do that for 2K, for the game modes that we walk into. There's nothing worse than just being a silent arena. Like, come on, we're past that already. You don't want to see no silent arena. You know, I'm from New York, and I would go to the cages on West 4th Street, and they'd be crowds. I'm talking about the whole cage is crowded with people, kids on top of people's shoulders. The whole cage is completely crowded with people, and players need that. Players, you know, I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that. Hey, what up, Joseph? What's good? You think 2K22 going to be similar to NBA Live 19? I don't know. They should give you 2 times to quit due to emergency. I think a way to, I think people won't care about quitters if they had a standby mode, and we've talked about this before. They had a standby mode for players, like so somebody walks into the rec center random, walks into the rec center. They don't got a team. They walk into the rec center. They should be given an option. Do you want to go into a standby mode? Or we have this amount of games waiting, and it shows a list of this game is in the 4th quarter, this game is in the 3rd quarter. They need one here. Would you like to go in? Something along those lines where there's some sort of standby mode that players could just easily go right in to play 2 quarters. I think that might be a good idea. I don't know. We'd have to like elaborate a little bit more on it, but I think that might be. I don't know what you guys think. Love from Greece. Appreciate the love from Greece. Sorry if I missed your comment. You think next and current gen will have the same builder system and badges? Yeah, they're gonna be, the games are gonna be closer than ever. Like it's not gonna be like 2K21 next gen and 2K21 current gen. The games are gonna be way closer than they were as far as dribbling animations, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do for badges and things like this. Excuse me. Yeah, I think they're gonna be closer. They should make each affiliation and park have completely different looks and feel, which is a big part of made them fun in the first place. So I think 2K realized that mayors didn't work out. I don't know how they didn't take this stuff into consideration, where Ticino, a good majority of the community joined Beast of the East solely off of Ticino. I'm from the East, so I was going to join Beast of the East. I like the name, I like the feel, and I'm from the East. So they didn't consider how that was going to affect events. And then furthermore, they doubled down and said, you can't go to another court to play. You won't get as much rep if you go to another court to play. I think they would just, it just makes me feel like, because if they just had someone with a little bit of sense that has experience playing the game, they say, you can't do that. You easily tell them like, yo, you can't do that, bro. Why would you want to discourage people from playing on it or exploring the city? What in your right mind will lead you to think that you want to discourage people from exploring this huge city? So you're going to penalize them from playing on a different should encourage them to want to play in a different affiliations court. That was never in the game in the first place. Why would you discourage that idea? So hopefully they got it right. Should have a rec and pro-am. Yeah, we definitely. What up, Akil? Why would they implement that restriction? I can't. The only idea without mayors and have people play for it, I think that would be a good idea. I think they know mayors was wrong and it ruined the events and all of that. I think their idea of putting restrictions on playing on different affiliations courts was to build up rival day. I think that's what they thought. It's so lame to me that you can't think past that. Like, we want to build up rival day. How do we build up rival day? Well, put a restriction on them that they can't go. It's so lame, but I think that's where they leaned. We want to build up rival day, so we can't let them play until rival day. So that rival day, they're thinking everybody's going to get on. Because it's rival day, everybody. Listen, the championships, like when we're talking about NBA 2K16, NBA 2K17, these were big events when they had us play like rival champion, and I think they had that same concept in mind, but they totally jacked it up. They just totally jacked it up. Is there gonna no crossplay, yeah? 2K rec crowds should be able to trash talk. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Let's elaborate a little bit on that. It's not shot aiming. Yeah, it sucks. I feel sorry for the shot aimers, but it's not a bad idea. Just to elaborate quickly, that standby mode that we was talking about is not a bad idea for standby mode to walk in. People that want to go on standby mode and rec so you guys are not playing against AIs, is not a bad idea for to have your player walk in and surround rec games and you're waiting on standby in case somebody quits. You feel what I'm saying? And you're standing right there and you're part of the crowd. And if somebody stand by, they could do like, you know, the timeout buzzer and sub and get you in there and have you walk taking off your warm-up suit and you're on the court. That would be dope. I mean, great ideas. What changes? Changes for 2K22 mainly need to be defense. And I think they're addressing that. Because they could leave the same dunk animations. They just got to make it that it's not a contact dunk animation. All too often in 2K21, what we were seeing was both players, the offensive player didn't realize it as much because they were the one getting the contact dunk animation. But both players were losing complete control. And 2K needs to give control back to the player. The defender was getting just warped into a contact dunk animation because 2K didn't separate the defensive and offensive animation. So when the offensive player was driving into the paint, he triggered a cue on his controller. That gave him an animation. The animation that was queued up in 2K's database was when this person triggers that animation, that means a defender has to be there. So they would warp you literally from the other side right to the defender, even though you're not, I mean, right to the person driving to the rack, even though you're not defending them, and you're getting dunked on. You're like not only getting dunked on, you're getting bodied and put to the ground. And it made absolutely no sense. It wasn't a rewarding feeling. It felt watered down. It felt dumbed down. It was cool for a lot of people to experience initially, but it got old real quick, which is why a lot of people put 2K down, because it got old real quick. You want to feel like you're making the move happen. When I don't think the community is nearly as dumb as 2K looks. So it's just like you want to feel like you're doing the right thing. We're not nearly as dumb as they would like to lead on. What up, Taken? Was good? Shout out to Taken holding down Twitch. 203 in the chat. Yeah, I know, Nguyen. He said, how, Sway? We need a boxing ring for people who are talking up, and I don't go into game chat. Game chat be turning me up, and sometimes I can't hold myself back. So I try to stay away from game chat, even if I could tell myself, you don't say nothing to these idiots. I still end up saying something, so I try to stay out of game chat. Is the shot meter gonna be the same? They're gonna introduce new shot meters, yeah. There's gonna be a new shot meter. There's gonna be new jump shot landings, a new shot meter. I made a video on TikTok. You guys need to follow me on TikTok. I drop a lot of content on TikTok, and our TikTok is growing tremendously. But every single thing that's new in the game, I drop on my TikTok. And I did a video covering shooting. I did it on my channel as well here on YouTube. It's the shooting, everything about shooting. And we talk about everything new that they introduced or said about shooting. Definitely check that out. Motivation theory. All right, yeah, motivation theory. Yeah, man. I remember motivation theory. Yeah, they brought back glue hands. Nefarious. I wouldn't mind subs being in Pro-Am or Rec, but the problem is we're trying to counter the matchmaking problem. Rec Center is matchmaking. We're trying to counter the matchmaking problem of running against AIs. In Pro-Am, you didn't really have that problem because you're playing against full teams. It's less likely for someone to quit. But in Rec Center, you had teams of randoms. And people that didn't know each other, so they're more inclined to quit when things are not going their way. And we're trying to combat the idea of playing against an AI. If we could combat that, how do we do that? Maybe with subs. or some standby type of queue. At least that's what we're thinking. I don't want to see AIs unless I go into my career. I really don't want to play it. I despise my career. Maybe it's because I'm old school. I've been playing 2K for too long. I'm tired of playing against AIs. I don't want to play it. I ain't gonna front. I have fun playing my team at the end of 2K21. Like right now, I was trying it. I don't want to grind too much. I thought my team was super dope. Maybe that'll be the only time I want to play against AI. But my player, I don't want to play against an AI. I want to play against a computer. If you guys follow me, you know that I bring builds out. I get them to 85 and I bring them out with no badges. I bring them to the park, bring them to the rec, and get my badges like that online. I don't go into my career to get my badges. And we do that all live. We document our journey every year. We document our entire, I don't play the game offline. Every game that I play, I'm playing with you guys. So we document our whole journey, and I'd prefer not to have to see another AI. I'd be happy if I don't see. Definitely insightful. Subs will be dope. Imagine if your player gets tired, so your friend subs in automatically. But wouldn't it be dope? Wouldn't it be dope? Super. The AI in rec needs to go. It puts you at such a disadvantage when you have an AI or two playing rec. It's definitely terrible, Tyquill. Vito's out there. Black boy Vito on the track. Yes, Stick, we out here, man. Will there be badges limit on build? Because it says like 2K is adding a lot of new badges like they did next gen, knowing people can get but so many. Well, shout out to the homie at Global Entertainment. We could go into the news tracker, and you know, this is the report that they released on the W. And this is in reference to the W, but we're pretty sure it's going to be similar for different game modes. And this build right here at the very top, which I bring up my mouse, at the very top, it shows that this build has a total of 78 badges, which you guys probably can't see, is a little too small, but like it has 18 finishing. And try to pay attention to the badge count on this build. It's a 78 badge build, and it doesn't seem like it has a weakness, not too much of a weakness. At least it has 18 finishing badges, 32 shooting badges, 16 playmaking badges, and 12 defensive badges. We don't know what size this build is, but it has 32 finishing badges, so I imagine it's more of like a guard build. But 78 badges is wild, and there's no badge cap that we know of yet. At least it exceeded the badge cap that we've known to 2K to have, which is 30 badges in that category, unless you hit legend and you got the 10 additional. But yeah, this one to start out with has 32, and this I don't know. We're just gonna have to see where's the cap. Yes sir, yes sir, we out here, Stick. And patch lobs, City. They need to patch lobs. They said they're gonna make it more complicated, like they're gonna make it a little more complex. They was talking about alley-oops and something along the lines of it's just going to be a bit more complex, so it's not going to be just, you know, throwing a lob and going into instant animation. At least that's what they alluded to. Other than the news, badges, and the loadout feature, any other news? Well, this is pretty much the W online, and I haven't made a video on TikTok. If you're coming from TikTok, I haven't made a video on TikTok yet, just covering W online. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have this video set up tomorrow for you guys, where we cover in detail everything that we've learned about. We like we normally do. We go over the report and we kind of just talk about everything that we learned in the report, break it down, give our perspective. But as far as TikTok, I'm going to try to create some key points for the W online, because this is in reference to the W online. It's really speculation to think that it's going to transfer over, but this is like educated guesses, because I've been playing 2K for so many years. So my educated guess is gonna be something similar like this to different modes, like my career, in the city, and the my career story. So I think we're gonna get something similar. So we'll see, man. We'll see what it looks like. Chat is dope today. All City Live. Hey, what up? What up, boogers? What's good? Red Raider, I wonder the shorter you are, the more badges you get, because this is the W and female players are like 5 foot, 6 foot. Well, to elaborate on that, whoever is controlling the most course at the end of the 3-hour mark wins the event citywide. That's not a bad idea. There's no way they're gonna be that drastically different. That's how I see it too. They're not gonna be that drastically different. Yeah, we're gonna get more news soon. I'm gonna refresh the chat again. I might miss a comment, so if I miss it, just put it back in. I don't see them being that different. Yeah, there's no demo, yeah. 10 people get put together, 2 random people are team captains, and they draft their team. It would be dope. Shout out to Robin Jet, because we used to do drafts in 2K20. And our drafts were extremely successful, which we might start back up if 2K allows us the opportunity to do that. Because in 2K21, you were unable to join your friends at the beginning of the year. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was a huge problem with joining your friends. We start up a live stream 45 minutes later. We'll be able to get one team together. That was unacceptable. In 2K20, we used to run drafts, and we would go by the Pro-Am Arena. I had everybody join from the live stream. There'd be a ton of people out there lined up against the wall. We'd pick 2 captains. Everybody lines up against the wall so we could see their gamers, whatever, the banners, and see what type of players they are. And we have those 2 captains pick one person from like on the wall, and we each get 1 pick, and then that person will walk over to the captain. And then we'll start a Pro-Am matchup. And so drafts will be super dope. Caribbean! Drafts was super fun. 2K needs to take notes. Are you streaming to? Yeah, I'm definitely streaming 2K22. The second it releases, we're gonna be on it. I guess it's a midnight release, so we'll be live streaming at midnight. Yeah, we're definitely planning a midnight stream, bless. Yep. I would love to see WNBA players in the park. They need to. It's unheard of. I grew up. There was 2 goated female players in my hood. They need to stop playing. This is old news. This is like old news. They were goated. They would beat a lot of dudes out there. They need to stop playing. Put female players in the park. Does Australia get it early? I think everybody is going to be at the same time. I don't think anybody's going to be able to go live with it early. They said the servers worldwide at 8 a.m. September 9th. Some people might be able to get it early and just stream. If they do stream, they might be able to stream like offline stuff, but nobody's going to be able to go online until September 9th at 8 a.m. That's when the first people around the world would be able to go live. I guess that's midnight for some other people. Midnight Eastern. For some people, it's September 9th at 8 a.m. You're going to be there? All right, Cordell, you're going to be up? Girl from your high school made the WNBA? Look at that. Yeah, if there is New Zealand, if there is New Zealand early access, which I doubt, they might, like I said, they might be able to do offline stuff like they do, but online stuff is supposed to be universal. You know, Ticino got that on Smash. He does it every year. He kills them every year. Night is Creation Nation. Yeah, at night is we're gonna be here. I remember 2K13 before everything was pre-order online. Roll up the game stopped super early because they didn't have 2K releases at midnight. Memories, right? 2K memories, man. Will you be able to make Giannis type of build on 2K? Because there's no build now you can make at 6'11 max wingspan with pro moves. We don't yet know. We don't yet know if they're trying to make, if they're trying to showcase a difference between taller players and smaller players. The way I've known 2K to showcase that difference in the past is that at 6'11", you're not going to be able to have those dribble moves. So it may not be the case this year. They're just going to make taller players slower and smaller players faster. It's not going to, I don't think it's going to be anything deeper than that. Is what we've seen in 2K in the past. Taller players move noticeably slower, and smaller players move noticeably faster. We just got to see if they get the interior defense right. If they get like maybe mid-height players, maybe like the 6'6" or the 6'5", are they gonna, is it like they're gonna be noticeably slower than a 6-foot guard? You gotta find out if that's gonna be the case. I found Ticino on 18 because I had a pure shot creator and he knew all the moves. Same here, bro. I found him before then, but I was constantly trying to create my build like Ticino. 17, try to create my build like Ticino. Just, I could never play like him. I couldn't even do a couple moves like him. 18, I created a build solely based off Ticino. It was fun taking leaners, and you used to be able to take mid-range leaners, but man, who knew they would completely eliminate the shot creator? I mean, the shot creating style, not maybe the shot creator, but the shot creating style of play. Shot creators became pure sharps, or play sharps. Oldhead's making a two-way slasher. Hopefully there's a significant difference between positions like a 6'9". I'm making a shot creator. Ticino was always OP. I love the way Ticino played because there was just unlimited options. Whether he was driving or shooting, it seemed like he just had unlimited options at his disposal. We play a lot of old heads and none of them slashers. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we got a lot of older folks that play, and we ain't slashers. It was the old way of playing. I think 2K21 really changed that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about 2K21 encourage really poor gameplay, really poor shot selection, really poor drive selection? You were given animations. It was so offensive oriented. You were given animations, and every animation you triggered heavily favored the offense. Like every animation triggered just favored the offense. So how do you guys, like, what do you see for those players that are coming into 2K22 with the mindset of 2K21? Like, I had a theory that 2K21 made it real simple and put it like so offense heavy, and everything was geared towards the offense, because my theory is that there was a lot of new players. 2K was one of only a handful of developers. Only one, like there wasn't too many developers that released the game for next gen. They were one of only a handful of developers. So that meant, being that there weren't a lot of games available, that just your regular player just looking for something new, the regular gamer only has like 7 games to choose from, they were more inclined or more likely to purchase NBA 2K just to see what next gen looks like in a basketball game. So there were going to be a lot of new players out there, and I think 2K made it easy for offense because at the very least, a casual gamer is going to want to be able to shoot, dunk, and dribble the rock. It just made it super easy. So it was like a watered down version of 2K. Those players, and I'm thinking that if I had got on first time and I body somebody with no badges, I would love 2K. If I drop somebody to the ground, I would love 2K. Think about a new player. You're a new player. You're not gonna mind getting bodied. You're not gonna be like defense terrible, because look at what I did on offense. That was satisfying. So I think 2K is gonna switch it up on those players. And those same players, those same new jacks who thought they were goated in 2K21 might come to 2K22 and be like, what is this? What is going on here? Oh man, am I the only one playing 2K21 and all the dots on the courts? Nah, it's been happening, Wavy. Yeah, 2K21 would have to. I'd rather have tougher defense than tougher offense. I'd rather have tougher defense as well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hoping a lot of 2K players, not basketball players, come into the game playing the same way, taking those shots. Those bad shots gonna work. I value defense. Most good players appreciate good defense. Even if you're getting clamped up, you don't think like a good player, let's say you're ISO type of player. If you get clamped up, you're just thinking, well, I gotta go to the lab. If I got clamped up today, you're thinking I gotta go to the lab to find a different move to eliminate the option of being clamped up. Then it becomes a chess match. And that's what I think more, it becomes about strategy, not just cheesiness or glitching. So I think people appreciate, good players appreciate good defense. Because then that encourages that competitiveness, the competitive nature that brings us to 2K. To live vicariously through a basketball game. They hate the defense? Oh, okay. I see that. What's good, Cat? What up? People wasn't even good on next gen. Power forwards, blow bys, and curry slides, and rim running all day. Facts, though. That's right. Opinion on drip. Opinion on drip. I'm not a, you know, in recent years I got into the drip. They said they're gonna introduce a new drip throughout each season. And on first Fridays, I know it's gonna be new music, but they said they're gonna have cycled new apparel available. So I think they're gonna have a lot of new clothing options out there. That's what 2K is good at, you know. 2K gets leverage from these clothing companies, and clothing companies get leverage from 2K. They're always constantly working. And I like that they go through different avenues. I don't like the idea that we have to pay so much for the stuff, but you know, that's how they get us to. The more that they introduce new clothes, there's always going to be an option for 2K, because the more money that you spend on clothes, the quicker you are to spend IRL money on VC. So you spend that 20,000 on a sweater. When you create a build, you're going to be 20,000 short, and you're going to need to spend your IRL money to buy VC. So that's the whole idea behind charging so much for clothing. What about you? What's good? Kevin Mateus, my fault I missed your comment. Just exactly. I think he just mentioned the same thing. Dumping, then got to spend another 50 on VC. Yep. I think he just said the same thing. Yeah, a real baller knows you got to change how you play if you're being locked up. Get locked up. They have no fallback. Example, pass, all ball, rebound, defend. No one has another way to go out. I feel you all the way on that. Yeah. You think a lot of people will mess up their builds in 2K22? They're trying to tap into the culture with all the drip. Yeah, definitely. You think a lot of people will mess up their builds? I think a lot of people are gonna wait for content creators. I think a lot of people are gonna try to see if there's, which was what we're gonna do when the game drops. We're gonna try to see if we could find one of the indicators for 2K21 that power forwards were overpowered was that they got a ton more badges, and there was no speed differences there. There wasn't any noticeable speed difference there. So we got to see if we can get that speed, if we could find a position or a build that has the speed, has the defense, but we got to figure out how gameplay is actually going to be. Does defense mean something? Is the smaller guard speed noticeably different? If they are able to blow, if a smaller guard is noticeably faster, how is it that you got to consider the perimeter defense ramp up? So if the shot, how much is that going to affect shot contests? If you get 2 steps ahead of the defender, can you shoot? Do you need to be 3 steps ahead of the defender to shoot? Is a smaller guard's drive going to mean something? If he's too small, will he get dominated by a bigger defender? There's so many aspects that we got to consider when we're considering our builds, and considering how we want to play the game. So there's still a lot to be seen, still a lot to talk about. 85% of people making a build day one will make a better, more meta build later. Yeah, and I kind of want to eliminate that idea too. I want to 2K22 tendency glitch. I definitely don't want to see that. What up, Callie? It was good. I'm trying to rock some Monarchs. Hey, GTTV is going crazy today. Appreciate you joining as a member, GTTV. I really hope that you can decide if your dunk or layup get more control. We do need more control. We need more control in our driving animations. And I don't want to see canned animations no more. That got to go. It wasn't in the game before, you know? You used to be able to drive. But you, like I said in the previous, I think it was the last stream, when I trigger a dunk animation, I should get a dunk animation every time. That shouldn't switch. If I'm holding R2, press box, that shouldn't switch. No matter if the defender's there, the defender goes for a swap block or just a hands up contest, that's on them, but my animation should maintain the same. Whoever wins that battle, and it should be, you know, balance between offense and defense, and maybe it should go on numbers. Maybe you have a 93 block, but I have a 92 drive, you have a 93 block, you should probably win the battle. That's why we got numbers on our attributes. Considering you're at the right place at the right time, you should win a battle. Maybe not so close in numbers. It should, I don't know. But if the numbers are drastically different, like I got a 77 driving dunk and you got a 99 block, you need to win that battle. Like, that battle has to be the defenders. So hopefully we see more of that. I would like to see swap blocks. We haven't saw anything about hairstyles, Romeo. I just hope 2K at least tries to make lots of different play styles effective so defenders can't just be ready for one type of offense. They can react on the fly. Yeah, I'd like to see different type of offenses. 2K21, layup should matter. It's either a dunk or a 3-pointer. Curry, don't dunk. Kyrie, don't dunk. I want to see layups mean something. Yeah. Layups, for them to make layups effective, I would love to see the teardrop reincorporated back into 2K. Teardrop was a beautiful option I used to love. I used to love the idea that if you're driving, it was such a beautiful option. I mean, you felt so smart. Like, you just felt so smart when you triggered a teardrop at the right time. And you have somebody just like sitting waiting for you to drive, and you just teardrop right in their grill. Hey, appreciate it. B King just became a member. Damn, shout out to y'all, B King. That's wise guy. All right, appreciate you, man. Yeah. Defense never excited players. 21 was designed like an arcade game. It sure was. I don't even know. Iluracos or Eluracos. That was 2K18 with OP teardrops. I used to love it. Yeah, it gave you options. It gave you options, not just left or right, but you had options. Whether you're driving on the baseline and your teardrop, or you're coming toward the foul line and your teardrop right there. It gave you options, some, different looks. Whether the defender had to jump towards you or wait for you to come toward him. It's choices, and that's what makes it great. That's what makes the battle between offense and defense great. Did the defense make the right choice against this offensive play? In 2K21, we weren't given that option on defense. So that's what made it so watered down. And I think 2K just thought that we would accept that. And the 2K community quickly realized that it was really watered down and we weren't even playing. Everything was canned. We weren't playing. So hopefully they addressed that. Teardrop is like a non-existent now because they eliminate the mid-range. They eliminate the mid-range game, and along with that went the teardrop. And a lot of people say because you don't have close shot on, but I made a build with close shot and the teardrop still wouldn't drop consistently. It was just compared to what it used to drop. Maybe some people just don't remember how good the teardrop option was. The teardrop option was a very known and very used option in the game to bring variety to your driving, but it's not like it was. The Cap said next gen got me feeling like a goat. Hope for better dribble moves. I ain't gonna front. What up, Isaiah? I ain't gonna front. I like 2K21's dribbling in a way. I think I like it. It's hard to say. I like when I'm practicing the dribble moves. I don't like there's a little delay and some animations just continue on and don't link up properly, even with the right badges. But I kind of like 2K21's dribbling. I would like to see them elaborate more on that. I would like the idea that they just don't make the defender move off of the animations I trigger. It should just be, if the defender went right and I went left, they messed up because of my dribble, because of my crossover. You feel what I'm saying? And I think they need to put that back in the game, not me stunning a defender off of some real lame step back and my defender stuns. So now I'm able to move. Now I'm able to go right. That don't make sense. I want to feel like my moves meant something. Not just a random stun animation allowed me to go a particular direction. It should be available on someone who's just sitting paint. Word up. Hey, appreciate the follow, Jared. That's why animations give less control. Live, you get crossed on your own, not in animation. Ninja Rican. You get crossed on your own, not in animation. They're making the game something it's not. I want to have good gameplay in basketball game. In the basketball game I bought. Contact layups for slashers with a 99. Damn, that just flew by. They should all work to some extent. Ankle breakers trigger on non-ankle breaking. Yeah, non-ankle breaking moves. Every year I make a defensive build. 19 rebounding room. Yeah, same here. Ain't that something? I did very similar at GTTV. I made paint defenders starting the year, and I had the same problem. Is Legend worth grinding? Well, Legend's going to be something different this year, yeah? You only need to go through 4 seasons. I don't know what it's going to take to go through those 4 seasons, but you need 4 out of the 9 seasons to get Legend. So if you reach the max level and get the grand prize at level 40 in 4 out of the 9 seasons, then you'll be a Legend. So it's gonna mean something different. We don't know if it's gonna have the same way. Appreciate the follow, Danny or Danky 2K. Defense needs better, quicker reaction. We've had it, y'all. Jakari, appreciate the sub. We've had it. We had good defense. They needed to eliminate the sliding. So the way in which they eliminated the sliding is they said you're going to have foot planning technology. And they've already mentioned that for 2K22, which is scary to me. And they did indeed eliminate the sliding that we've experienced in previous versions of 2K. It felt good. There was no sliding, but now you're not moving. You don't eliminate sliding and replace that with not being able to move. That doesn't make sense. I would literally press a direction like on my controller and go right, and I will have to look down to see if like I'm holding right. Why isn't my player moving? What's going on? So he said feeling like LeBron in the finals. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they did mention next gen. Yeah, thank you. But both games are going to be very similar this year. A lobby where we crowd in the rec or pro am will be dope. Yeah. Call in for a sub. Have the ref call in for a sub, and you come in. Imagine playing the cages on West 4th Street in New York. And the ref just calls in for a sub, and they take somebody from out the crowd, and the dude comes on and just gets on the court and plays. It'd be dope. I feel the same way. If you have no defensive badges, no defensive attributes, if you just made a player that has terrible defensive attributes, let that man slide, or let him slide off the court into the crowd. I don't care. But if you create a build similar to I made an offensive oriented 4 build, goated defensive build. I love the build for 2K21, but you could tell he has restrictions because of the gameplay mechanics. And they need to make it that if you create a build like that with, you have defensive mind and you should see a noticeable difference between your build that you created defense oriented versus playing against somebody who has no defense. There should be no comparison in the amount of steals, passing lane steals, bump steals. There should be no comparison there. It should be a noticeable difference, similar to when you saw 19 lockdowns. Noticeable difference. You were scared when lockdowns got on the court. You said, oh crap, can't do nothing about it. You're gonna have a battle. Not to say that you can't beat a lockdown, but you're going to have a battle. Like, oh crap, especially you saw 2 lockdowns get on. You're like, oh man, toxic. That's immediately what you said, toxic. Hope somebody from creators hear you, coach. Yeah, man, hope so too. Man, we out here having fun. We just talk. We got a great community. Yeah. If you haven't joined Discord, type !Discord. If you're on YouTube, we're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch right now. All 3 platforms simultaneously. So if you haven't joined Discord, type !Discord and join our community. And we take this conversation offline as well. It happens throughout the day, all day. Facts. 19 was fire with defense. It was fire with defense. People with really low defense stats should just feel slower changing directions. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. But the homies, listen, I love talking 2K with you guys. It's awesome as always. Follow me on TikTok, AllCityLiveTV. Go check out the TikTok. The TikTok has been going crazy. We're growing every day and it's growing tremendously fast. Just to give you guys perspective, it is August 26th. On August 4th, I had 77 followers. We are pulling up. I think we got 23,000 followers now. So that's to give you guys perspective on how fast TikTok is growing. It's been a great experience. Shout out to everybody who watches the TikTok and supports us over there. But yeah, we're doing our thing on TikTok. We're going to drop a video for you guys tomorrow covering this entire article. We can go into the news tracker covering this entire article, breaking it down in detail. I'll drop it here on YouTube, and I'll try to drop some key points for the homies that follow me on TikTok. I appreciate all of you guys. I love talking 2K with you guys. If we get some more news again tomorrow, I'll start up a live stream. We could do this all over again and talk about it. You guys know how to contact me through Discord. Join the Discord. I'm always accessible in Discord. And I hope you guys have a safe and blessed